Hello, this is Abraham Saldana, and today we're going to be talking about what's new on release 1.2 for Return to Workplace. Stay tuned.
Return to Workplace. What's new in release 1.2? Creating a guest pass. When creating a guest pass, we're going to be depending on the employee pass first. So let's go create a pass for the employee. So this is one of the options that we can actually select the facility. As you can see, we have saved facilities as default and then also recent facilities that we actually selected. So let's go and select the facility. In this case, we're going to use Austin as the default facility. And then we see that facility Austin is in phase 1. Let's book a space. Now we're going to be able to select the floor in the area. In this case, we also see occupancy. So we're going to select floor 1 in area 2 and then click next. Now we're going to be able to select the entry window, and this is the window that we're going to be able to select. Click next. Now we go into the daily health check, and this is where we accept, and then next is going to be the attestation information, and this is where we agree to the attestation. We get to the pass, and one of the new features is that now we can see that we have a QR code. Okay, let's go to the main screen. And now, as you can see, the register a guest is available now and is not grayed out. So we can actually register a new guest. So let's click on that one. And as you can see, some of the fields that are required are actually first name, last name, and email address. So we're going to be able to fill those for the guest. And click next. Now that we click next, we get into the terms and conditions, and all of these are configurable through the solution settings. So you're going to be able to change that information in there. So we can click next. And finally, we get to the guest pass. And as you can see, we have the information of the guest pass and then also the QR code. And then we can be able to also share the pass with the guest. So if we go to the main screen, now on the main screen, we can be able to see not only the employee pass, but also the guest pass, the QR code, and then the shareable button. Okay. Manual contact tracing and exposures. So now let's close this pass and then move into the case management. And this is the scenario where we actually have an employee that doesn't feel well, and we actually do all the steps in this case management. So we select the employee, and then we select the checks regarding that the employee completed or contacted, the investigation and everything else, the risk. Also, from that perspective, we actually save the information for the case. And now we're going to go to exposures. In exposures, this is where we're going to add a new and existing attestation. We're going to be looking for the employee and then the specific date that they think that they got infected or that they feel that they got exposed to something in the facility. So as soon as you save that information, you will see that the case facility is going to be filled out, and then also the case contacts. So these are actually the people that are going to be probably on the same facility, the same floor, the same area, or the same entry window. So as you can see, if we actually refresh, now we can go back to the case facilities, and now the case facility has been selected. This is all automatically being generated through the system behind the scenes using the information that we have on the attestation and the bookings. So if the person has the same floor, same area, and same facility or same entry window, they will be actually selected in this one, and then the exposure score is going to be assigned. Case management, facility access. So now let's go back to the employee app, and as you can see, we're still able to create new passes. So to disable that access, we go back to the employee case, and you will see one option for employee instructions. That's going to be facility access available, yes or no. So we can actually select no, select the date, and then send employee instructions. Save the information. Now we can go back to the employee app, refresh the screen, and now we will be able to see that the employee has disabled access to create new passes. So access is not available. We click on the plus sign, and then here's the instructions that we will be able to see from the case and now into the employee app. So now if we want to actually allow back into creating access for the facilities, we check the field to no, save the screen again, and go back into the employee app and refresh the screen. And now you can see that we will be able to create new passes after that setting has been changed. And we can cancel back. Solution settings. This is the section where we can be able to add features on and off for the employee application. So let's go to the facilities app and then select facilities, the menu on the bottom, and select solution settings, and click on one of the records, the default. So you can see we have different settings for the employee app for those features, and we can turn it on and off. So in this case, what we're going to do to demonstrate this is we're going to turn off QR codes and then also the share guest pass registration. We save the record, go back to the other records that are related for the US settings, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to disable QR codes and then disable sharing the guest pass. We save the record for that one, go back to this employee screen, refresh the screen for the employee app, and we will be able to see that the QR code and the share button are not going to be available at this time. Click on the pass. And as you can see, the QR codes are gone, and then also the share button is gone. So to turn those back on, we go back to the solution settings, click yes on QR code and yes on share the guest pass. Go back to the default also, and check yes and yes for QR codes and share the guest pass. Go back to the employee app, refresh the screen, and in here in a minute it will be actually showing the pass or the main screen, and we can be able to select the pass. We click on showing me the pass, and as you can see now the QR codes are back and share pass is there again. So you can change these settings throughout the application at any time. Case management dashboard and clusters. One of the new features that we added for the dashboards is in the workplace care management. When you select the facility and then select the clusters, you will be able to see all the cases that are related to each other. This is a little bit complex view, but it actually will give you all the details about the cases that are related to each other. And this one is actually to avoid exposures that are going to be included in as a clusters. Thank you and enjoyed Return to Workplace Release 1.2.